Today's topic is cyber law, which is the last part of business regulations. We're going to cover these contents. What is the need for cyber law? What is the definition under the Information Technology Act of 2000? Introduction to Indian cyber law. What is cyberspace? What is cyber law? And cyber security. First of all, what is the need for cyber law? The modern thief can steal more with a computer than with a gun. Tomorrow's terrorist may be able to do more damage with a keyboard than with a bomb. So this statement was given by the National Research Council of USA that computers are at risk, right? When back then when we were all new to computers, or when computers was very strange to us, right? It was not the now it is very normal for us. Now we need to live with computers, cell phones, internet. But back then when the whole computer system was initially developed or was in the process, we really didn't know what it could do, right? So as and when it started developing across the developed nations, the use of computers, the use of cell phones, or the use of internet has been widened the scope. That has resulted that, or it has the research has showed that people, or there are cyber criminals who can do more damage or destroy more of data, or misuse the internet for the wrong purposes, or for stealing the confidential data, than what he can do with a gun. Isn't that true? Because cyber crimes are so easy and it's so handy, because the systems or the laptops or the phones is right at your fingertips, and you can do a lot more damage using the keyboard or using the internet. So this is a statement given by the National Research Council. I'm sure even though it was given in 1991, the statement, even now we can see the impact of the words written here. Correct? Now, cyberspace is open to participation by all. Now, as we know, the cyberspace or the internet has no physical or geographical boundaries, or it has no age limit. Now, even you can see a 1-year-old kid, playing games on phone, or trying to learn how to use a phone or an iPad, to an person who's old age. There's no age barrier, there is no color barrier, or there's no barriers at all. It is participated by everyone across the globe, right? So that increases the usage, and also the impact of the dangers on cyberspace. So the information technology, that is the IT, has brought transition from paper to paperless world. So today, from booking a railway ticket, or booking a movie ticket, or paying your electricity bills or telephone bills, to everything, even filing your income tax returns, everything is on the internet, right? We are living in the paperless economy. So what has brought that? That is the information technology. So the laws of the real world cannot be interpreted in the light of emerging cyberspace to include all the aspects relating to different activities in cyberspace. Now, normally, whatever crimes or destructions happen in the real world, in the physical world, to be more precise, is to make sure that we have already the law, right? Police or any other authorities governing it. But what about internet? The laws that we have for the physical world cannot exactly be implemented for the internet or the digital world. That was the need for arising a separate law called as the Information Technology, or Information or IT Act of 2000. So we needed a separate act that will govern the digital world, or will govern the cyber space. So internet requires an enabling and supportive legal infrastructure in tune with the times. What do you mean by in tune with the times? The law that we had in the year 2000 Do you think we're going to follow the same law even in 2021? Definitely not, correct? Because we have over the 20 years that the IT Act was established, there's so many things that have been advanced in terms of internet, in terms of usage, in terms of how many people are utilizing or making use of it. And especially during this entire pandemic or lockdown, we can see the internet usage. Education is completely converted online, so that has raised the bars of even the law has to be updated, even the regulations have to be updated with the changing times. Yes or no? You cannot follow what you have written out in the law back 20 years. You need to keep updating the law also, because the crimes have been increasing in times. So India is becoming vulnerable in the digital world due to the combination of digital illiteracy and immaturity. Some people do not know how to use, or especially when you're having some banking transaction, if you're just missing a digit, or if you're logging into the a wrong website which looks very much genuine like a bank website, but it's a fake one, right? And you're not able enough to discern whether it's a genuine website or it is a fake one, so that also might lead to cyber crimes. So therefore there is a diverse barrage of cyber attacks, not just only in India, across the globe. If you can see the chart towards your right, you can see the chart is given using various countries on the globe. Now you can see there over India, in the blue shade, 3% of the cyber crimes across the globe belongs to our country. And we can see equally how other countries have been affected. Majorly, we see the USA. That means that 3% of the total systems across the world, right? It's not just in India or USA, across the globe are under the control of the criminals. So there are people who are always, even criminals are itself updating themselves as to how to commit a new crime, or how as and more the law gets more introduces more stricter regulations and laws, there are criminals who are working on updating even their skills, how to break open those rules, or break open those locks, correct? So the control, 3% of the total system's control is in the hands of criminals. So that has to make us aware how we need to be careful in handling our internet or other computer devices. So Digital India sees 63.5% increase in crime cases, shows data. The NCRB's data stated that it's almost 44,564 cases have been registered or reported in which year? Just the recent one, right? 2019, as compared to 2018, which has 28,248 cases. Now, where do you report a cyber crime? If you have come across, you report to NCRB. Now, NCRB stands for National Crime Records Bureau. Okay, where here any crime that you come across or you want to report or update to the cybercrime police, then you can inform it to NCRB. They are the institution or the authority that regulates the cyber space. So let's begin. So that was all the background that I could give to make you understand what is internet and what was the need for the topic that we are studying, cyber law. So cyber law is in simple, the law governing the cyber space. What is cyberspace? It is the virtual or the digital space that is created by the interconnected computers, computer networks on the internet. Now, cyberspace, the definition is what we say. Now if I'm going to talk about the environment of the real world, we can say the trees, the buildings, or the homes, or the land, water, space, etc. These are the environment for this physical space. What do I talk about the virtual space, or otherwise called as the cyberspace? It is the example of the home of Google, Yahoo, Facebook, or all the social media today, the internet, what I say, interconnected computers or computer networks on the internet, all these put together is called as digital world, or otherwise called as cyberspace. So cyber law is what governs or rules everything available or the environment on the internet. What is the definition of cyber law? It is defined under the Information Technology Act of 2002. Cyber law is the overall legal and the regulatory system that deals with internet, cyberspace, and the respective legal issues. So this law governs or takes care of all the regulatory systems or the rules and regulations with respect to what happens on the internet, how do I control it, the environment of cyberspace, and the respective legal issues. So it covers fairly broad area encompassing several subtopics including freedom of expression, access to and usage of internet and online privacy. So these are the broad areas where the cyber law can be applied to or used to. That is the freedom of expression, that is we have the social media where we have opinions of everyone being posted on the internet, and we have access to or usage of internet, who can access internet, or the usage of internet is being recorded or is being monitored by the NCRB or by the IT Act of 2002 and the online privacy. So let's look at the objectives of cyber law. Number one is to create more awareness about the newly emerging kinds of cybercrime that impacts the digital world. So why do we need cyber law? What was the objective of establishing is to create awareness, because unless and until a case is being come across and you face it and you report it, only then the law or the IT Act or the NCRB authority can create awareness to the rest of the country or to the rest of the economy that so and so messages are being passed which is not genuine messages. Or let's say we all would have come across a lot of SMS messages that you have won or no your number, right, your mobile number has won a lottery, right? Just click on this link and that will lead you to the amount. You just have to enter your bank details. We all have come across such messages, yes or no? Now the cybercrime or this IT Act has to create awareness. Do not click on such links. Today on the website, maybe it can be Facebook or Instagram, we have certain websites offering products now. So it is so common that we have used to online purchase, or what we call it as e-commerce, right? Buying and selling of goods and services online or using internet. We are so used to it that we have, I just recently read that a person on the Facebook or Instagram, I don't know which social media, where it says selling products at 1 rupee or 5 rupees, I don't know, book free midday meals, something like that, some food product I believe. And the person clicked on the link and entered the details, and within seconds her bank account was zero, right? The balance from, I don't know, maybe she had 50,000 or 1 lakh, I'm not sure, was turned to zero. That means there is so much fraud out there on the internet. It is so important as a cyber law to create what? More awareness. So do not click on all the links that is provided on internet. It might seem very attractive, or you might say, let me just give a try. But the moment you enter the link or click on the link, it'll start connecting or it'll start collecting all your private data, right? From which place are you accessing the internet, right? Or you have a bank account, or you're already logged in another website, in the bank account details they can track everything. So that creates more awareness to all of the all the others. So to identify the emerging cyber law trends that impact cyberspace, as I told, as the recent times, as in year by year the crimes are increasing, or the method of doing a particular crime is changing, even the law has to get more stronger, right? The security of cyberspace has to get more stronger. Number 3, to identify the areas in cybercrime where cyber law needs to be further evolved. So maybe there are certain areas where the authorities didn't think it needs security, it needs cyber security, or let's say e-governance. Okay, so this law also identifies those areas which normally we do not think it needs e-governance, but right now it requires. Why? Because criminals have also utilized certain areas to cheat people, or take information without knowledge, etc. So to meet with the expectations and the needs of the digital, which means to say, as and when the digital world is getting advanced or developed, even the law has to get stronger, and the law has to start evolving in all the kinds of areas where there is a possibility of cyber crime. To work on the directions of creating an international network of cyber crime professionals, which could then be important in the future. So we also need to, as we are strengthening the more of physical police or physical security to safeguard people or environment, etc., equally we need to strengthen the cyber security. That means, so the fourth point, to work on the directions of creating an international network of cybercrime professionals, which could then be important in the future. As I told, if we are strengthening the physical police, or the physical security for people or environment, etc., it is equally important as we strengthen the network of cybercrime professions. We need people who can, what we call as ethical hacking, correct? Have you come across that concept? So in the same manner, we need professionals who can track down these crimes, or locate the crimes, or catch the criminals, or track down from where are they doing the fraud, or how can we catch them or track down their location, or the place of their crime, etc., right? So another objective of cyber law is to also create a group, or to create or strengthen the cyber security by having professionals on board. So these are the four different objectives of cyber law. Importance of cyber law. First thing, we should be able to track the cyber crime. Second, there is no jurisdictional boundaries. As I told, there's nothing called as physical or geographical boundaries for internet. Number 3, increasing use of mobile and internet banking. Now, back then it was only using cash transactions, and now we have, and then later we have using check, correct? And then slowly we started using the internet banking, or mobile banking, and latest that we have all the payment apps, correct? It is just to click away at your mobile using phone pay, google pay, or any kind of payment bank apps, that it is made so easy for the transaction. That has also raised the bar of risk of cybercrime. Number 4, economic efficiency. Now, if there is a leakage of data, or if there is access to some bank's data, or how you can withdraw money without a person's notice, if this kind of crimes rises, then the economy definitely is going to slow down. If cyber crimes are not controlled, or not tracked down, right, or not controlled by the cyber act or the IT act of 2000, then definitely it will affect the efficiency of the economy. As we are growing digitally, or usage of internet, we also need to make sure whatever we are using is secure, there is e-governance that is backed up. Number 5, smooth functioning of e-commerce and virtual communication. So all that social media that we use, or all the purchase and selling that we do using the internet, in order that it has to smoothly function, correct? We need the cyber law, or the act that is governing the cyber space. So these are the reasons why we can say it is very important. We understood the need of the act or the need of the law. We also understood what is the importance of the cyber law. So, cyber law deals with cyber crimes, electronic and digital signatures, intellectual property, data protection, and privacy. These are the four major areas, or I would say the categories in which cyber law deals with. So, to next class, we're going to study in detail about cyber crimes, electronic and digital signatures, intellectual property, and data protection and privacy.